supporting County for years, are exiled or are just getting started, we've got you covered. And here's what you can expect. We'll bring you 2 shows a week, starting on a Monday with our Courtyard Club call, dropping at 1 PM. Opinions while we're at the match, tactical breakdowns, player insights and more. On Wednesdays, it's our live 8 PM show on YouTube. Lively discussions, opposition previews and exclusive fan guests. We've got Patreon specials. Become a member of our Patreon subscription for £3 a month and you can unlock exclusive content. Members get access to special guest episodes, ad-free shows and monthly giveaways. Not forgetting, we've been at this since 2015 and now the original County Fans podcast. Find us on your favourite platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify and wherever else you can get your podcasts. Go to scarfbagarrawar.co.uk to find out more. And subscribe now to never miss any content. Remember, it's for County fans, by County fans. Welcome to
Somebody in the way, battling, having got in way of the attempted clearance. Jim Gannon. Oh, great flick of Alan Armstrong.
Piece against Bradford, but here's Warburton!
Yes!
And then trying to manufacture the shot, gets it away, yeah!
Not got it clear. Gleeson! It's a cracker!
Running Armstrong, played in the game, and a superb goal!
Tony Goody! Stockport County are the champions of League Two.
Hello and welcome to the Scarf Bagara War with me, Russ Johnson. I'm joined this evening by Wrighty. You okay, mate? Late to the party a bit, but you all right? I think we've got some technical issues early doors. I'm going to put Wrighty into the back. But tonight, we have got not just one, not just 2, but 3 guests on with us for this episode. And lots to talk about. We're going to cover the Shrewsbury match from last night. We're going to talk about BettyBetBet, a new app. We've got the founder of that. We're going to be joined by fan guest Rob in a second. And we're going to talk about Wigan. Look ahead to Wigan on Saturday as we continue our plough through League One. And we'll talk about as well the matches coming up in October. We've got 7 to go at, so 6, 1 down, 6 to go, and also look at where the squad's looking at, where the squad's up to. So, without further ado, I'm going to get Wrighty out. Hopefully, his gremlins have settled themselves down. Let's get Wrighty out.
Gleeson! It's a cracker! Stephen Gleeson! What a beauty!
Are you there, Wrighty?
Hopefully it's sorted now. I have no idea what was going on then.
I don't know. Well, we can hear you, but you're sort of moving. I suppose it's the internet up in Kirkham or wherever it is these days, Blackpool. Not very good. How are you, mate? You okay? Right, I'm going to stick you back out. Right, without further ado, let's get fan guest Rob McCloy out. Everybody knows Rob.
Running Armstrong, played in the game, and a superb goal, and it's Connery who scored it.
Hello, mate.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm all right. Yeah, it's not like good planning, is there?
Yeah, I'm disappointed I didn't get the Gleeson goal to introduce me. I still think that's the best one I've seen live.
Oh, is it? Fair enough. Do you know what? Well, yeah, I don't remember that. I watched the show when you did the questions, and obviously I'll do that for next time when you come on. I'll get you onto the Gleeson goal. There you go.
Right, okay, fair enough. Tell you what.
Yeah, not like good planning, and that is not like good planning from Wrighty. Hopefully he'll come back. But as I say, we've got Rob. You're here all show, aren't you, Rob? Just to chip in, have a chat. We'll talk about all the footy and all things going around with County. So yeah, what we'll do, we'll get straight into it. First thing to mention though, hopefully everybody's week's going really well. There's a few things to mention before we get going. In a week where after 20 odd years, we've actually got into a positive goal difference. So a positive goal difference for the club since 1999. DC's team scored their 300th goal in 162 games since Challinger's taken over. And to top it all off, it's Charlie's birthday as well. So many happy returns to Charlie if he's watching.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was a bit of a question mark about how old he was. I don't know, Rob. I thought he was 50, and you said you saw it was 49. But what's a year?
Oh, absolutely. He'd probably rather be 49. So should we give him that?
Yeah, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of the comments are coming in. Hello to everybody that's joined us this evening on this Wednesday evening. All the usual names are here. Ian Dowden says, "Is Waggy on a 10-show ban for misconduct?" No, he's still out in the North Sea, fixing some software on an oil rig somewhere in the North Sea. That's what he does. There he is. He's back. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Still in offshore. There you go. So, without further ado, let's get our special guest out. There's a double whammy as to this guest. Let's get him out, and we'll explain all.
Flicked on by Armstrong. Oh, it's an own goal. An astonishing one as well by Dowie. Well, that's incredible.
Good evening, Sam.
Hi, lads. You all right?
Not bad, mate.
Good.
So the double whammy that we've got to talk to you about, Sam, is. Yeah. And this is like a sliding doors moment. You are the founder and creator of the app BettyBetBet, correct?
Yep, that's right. Yeah,
good stuff, and we'll get to that shortly. But first things first, you're a Shrewsbury fan, and you went to the match last night.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, funny how that happens, isn't it? Don't go as often as I used to when I was younger. Playing commitments and things like that, but that was the first time I'd gone last night this season. Yeah, so I was there. Yeah, that's right. For my sins. So,
what did you make of it last night then? And obviously, Rob will talk about County as well. He will be about Shrewsbury.
Yeah, I said off stream before that I was impressed with Stockport, and then I watched your manager's interview after, and he was quite scathing in a way, which surprised me because I thought, well, it was quite easy for you at times. I know Shrewsbury we are struggling at the moment. But yeah, you got some good players. The left wing, the first half, thought he was a real handful. It was all right. It was a good game. Obviously not for Town fans, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I think there was a Rob. If I come to you, I think there was certainly a feeling of too much emergency defending, certainly from my perspective in the first half, because Shrewsbury had a really good chance early on to go ahead if it weren't for Horsfall.
They had a couple of chances in the first half. Fantastic block by Fraser Horsfall. It possibly would have been a different game if they'd taken one of those chances. I didn't think we weren't great in the first half, were we? I think, if we're being honest, but I wonder. I mean, he made 6 changes, and I understand why he did, but I think there's always a danger that it's going to be a bit disjointed if you make that many changes, isn't there? For 45 minutes, will they get used to playing with each other? I wonder if that's anything to do with it.
Yeah. Particularly down the right first half, they had a few good sort of moments, but it was a bit huff and puff, I thought, probably from both teams first half, if I'm being honest. Shrewsbury got some decent young lads, and that might be the problem. Got a few, the 3 behind the striker are okay, but they're all 18, 19. I think, you got Sago Jr., who's on loan from Arsenal, that Castledine, who missed that chance on loan from Chelsea, and the other lads on loan from Villa. And that when the ball's at their feet, they're brilliant, but they do struggle off it because, they're 18, 19. What do you expect, sort of thing?
Yeah.
And I do think you'd like to think it'll click at Shrewsbury at some point, but I'm not confident. I think we sort of rode our luck for a few years, but I think we haven't started well.
Who was the guy who came on towards the end? He was called something Junior. I thought
Sago Junior.
Yeah,
he's on loan from Arsenal. Yeah, he got on the bench in Champions League a couple of times last season. I don't know why or how he's ended up at Shrewsbury, but yeah, he's again lightweight sort of. he's young. What do you expect, sort of thing?
Yeah.
But we're just not clinical. Like you say, there's a couple of chances in the first half. Might have been a different game. But yeah, that's the way football is, isn't it? You've got to take chances.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Rob, did you feel like we, I don't want to say made a meal of it, but made it hard work for ourselves? And would you put that down to all of these players coming back now and it's almost got like an embarrassment of riches, if you like, and maybe they're not used to playing with each other?
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. I thought in the first half, I thought I wasn't impressed with Shrewsbury, without not meaning to be mean, but I wasn't really impressed. We were much better in the first half, so yeah, I think we probably made it harder work than we needed to. I do understand why he's made the changes, but it's interesting, isn't it, with all these people coming back now, and you just think of some of the names that didn't even make the bench last night. Your Odin Baileys and your Nick Powells and people like that. And Charlie hasn't really had a chance for him to know who his best 11 is, has he? And I think, and he's still at the moment he's still struggling with who's going to be his wing backs or his full backs, isn't he? There's still some finding out going on, I think, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. And Shrewsbury, Sam, is it mainly a young team full of loanees? Is that sort of we've been in the club's been in a bit of trouble financially, really. Not trouble that makes it sound really quite worrying, but we've always been so well run, and they've been known as being really well run and sort of living within their means. But I think COVID sort of put a dent into sort of the reserves and the cash reserves and things. So the budget is public. It's quite well known that it's been cut quite significantly. So I think we are relying on young players, loanees, and it is tough, isn't it? It's tough, but yeah, I think it felt like I said, it's the first time I've gone last night this season, and it felt like a lot of sort of the supporters' interests were more to do with off the pitch than what was happening on it. Because there's some sort of rumours now flying around the town that sort of a takeover is quite close and things like that, whether or not they're true or whatever. But it felt like I said, a lot of the supporters' sort of interests were elsewhere. And obviously, those things don't sort of transfer onto the pitch, but you can definitely see with the sort of squad that we've got at the moment that the budget is quite small.
What are your attendances like? Have they stuck fairly well?
I'm pretty sure this season I think they broke a season ticket record.
Okay.
I think
people are sticking with it though.
Yeah. The club's always well supported. We're always going to struggle, probably quite similar to you guys. We've got so many big clubs around the corner that you're never going to get like a huge sort of following. Wolves is only 25 minutes down the road, and
tell us about it. We have that problem with the big two. So
yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Apologies, guys. My internet was shocking. My laptop had to do an update, but I've been listening to what's been going on anyway, so I'm kind of up to date with you.
Yeah, good stuff. Because welcome, Wrighty. You went last night, didn't you? What did you make of the match? Was it? I was saying to Rob, it felt like we made hard work of it. No disrespect to Shrewsbury, second bottom, not a great start, full of youngsters. It felt like we could and should have won it. Maybe arguably a bit better, a bit less stressful.
Yeah, I think typical Stockport way, isn't it? Just hard work. First half was just simple, not doing the simple things well. I think that was the key or the consensus from the gang of people I were with. But just really just silly, simple passes weren't being made. I also thought was a little bit light on the ball sticking up front. Make of that what you will, but it just wasn't sticking up there. And as soon as it was going up, it was coming back. There was a few people saying if that was a better team was playing, would have been punished a bit more. But then again, second half come out and it was like a different team. I was praying for the times that after about 35 minutes, I was like, we need to get in there. We need to get in here. 0-0, get in there, have a chat, get Dave onto them all, and then come out a different team. But which we did. So I was quite chuffed, really.
Yeah. I was taking notes during the match last night, and I've put untroubled at the back, but look clunky going forwards. Then I've written sloppy and slow, and then I've put emergency defending on several occasions, and that was in the first half. I was amazed that we went in 1-0 up. I mean, it was a good. I was
right behind that shot, the horse fall, and he somehow got his body at some sort of 45-degree angle, and the ball's kind of just gone off. And it's just gone just over the bar. It was like how it's gone in, I don't know. It was all like amazed how it didn't go in. But,
yeah,
riding our luck.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a feeling of we've got away with one there. I think I was quietly surprised with Shrewsbury and into the second half when we brought Mingy on for Diamond. I think late on or late-ish on. I felt like that gave Shrewsbury the impetus to come and have a go, and they did. And it felt like we was inviting pressure on. I don't know, Rob. Did you get that sense as well, or?
Yes, it was the Mingy sub was an interesting one because when the four came on together, I think you could really see a difference then. But it's interesting that he made the fifth one. I think it was still about 12, 13 minutes to go plus injury time, and we basically played with 10 men for the last 10 minutes on Saturday because he'd made all his subs and Will Collar. And I was surprised because unless, of course, we don't know if Jack Diamond had an injury of some sort, of course, then, but other than that, I was surprised he actually made that sub with, still with injury time, probably 15, maybe even 20 minutes to go because the ref was a bit of a loose cannon. You didn't know what he was going to add on. So, it was a surprising one.
I thought going up a league would get better refs. It's just not happened, has it? It's just not happened. No. And I mean, not just after the last night, but in a ballpark, every game, it's ridiculous. I think the best referee we had was that female ref, but she went up the pyramid quite quick, didn't she? And she was one of the best refs I've seen down at Edgeley Park or watching County.
Yeah,
definitely.
Somebody told me about halfway through last season, I can't remember who it was now, but apparently in the National League, the person who marks the ref is the manager and the owner of the club. And if they get a rubbish one, they mark them well because then they get promoted out of the National League.
No, sure.
I'm not saying that's gospel.
No, sounds like an old wives' tale to me.
Evidence might suggest.
Well, yeah.
This is it. You can scoff. Yeah.
I mean, we see it in our jobs probably all the time, don't we? You people incompetence getting promoted, but surely not in the refereeing circles. Surely not.
Let's hope not. I hope I'm wrong.
It's huge if true, that Rob. Huge if true.
I think Rob's got one for the reses already, haven't you?
It's what?
Rob's got one for in the reses already with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I can't have referees because I had that last time.
Okay.
So
we have to mix it up.
Yeah.
Sam, did you see that? I mean, you've been in League One longer than us, obviously. Are the refs this bad, or is it just?
I think like I said, I don't go all that often anymore, to be honest. But every time I have been, well, in sort of you keep up to date, don't you, on the sort of fan message boards and things. There's always moaning about refs. I think it's moaning about refs at all standards of football. I don't think it's just a League One. I think wherever you go.
Yeah. Just a disclaimer for everybody listening. Sam doesn't go to Shrewsbury much because he plays. That's right, isn't it? You play on a Saturday, don't you? You play football on a Saturday. So and for me, that's the only reason why you wouldn't go to the match on a Saturday is because you're playing. I think that's a good reason not to go.
It's good,
So just putting that out there.
Or working.
Yeah.
Or working, yeah, of course, yeah. We have got a question in for you, Sam, because we do get people commenting. Are you looking forward to welcoming Panathinaikos on the 12th of December?
I know, yeah. That's one I'll try and get to, but that'll be midweek, won't it? So I think there's rumours flying around about all sorts about the sort of how they're going to sort of split the ground up and stuff like that, because TNS is not too. It's only half an hour down the road, but they get like 200-300 a home game, I think.
Yeah.
So I think it's Panathinaikos. You think they probably fill the ground. There's got to be quite a few Panathinaikos people who sort of live in the country anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So trying to get a ticket for that might be a bit tougher than you think, I think. It's a shame Fiorentina isn't the one that's the because they play them tomorrow.
So you don't get to play Fiorentina at home then?
No, TNS, they're playing them away tomorrow. So I think it's the same as the Champions League. I think it's like that sort of league system.
Right. Yeah.
So they're playing Panathinaikos are at the Meda, and is it Astana, the Kazakhstan, Astana?
Oh yeah, Astana. Yeah.
Chelsea played. Yeah, Astana, that's it. Yeah. So they've got those down the Meda, yeah.
Nice.
It's a big do down there. They can't use the floodlights. The floodlights aren't up to UEFA standards, so they've got to get temporaries in. It's a big, yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
I know. We have got we've got a klaxon that goes off, but I believe Shrewsbury got a load of shit off Wrexham fans, didn't you? Just to get the Wrexham klaxon going there, because you're allowing Panathinaikos you're allowing TNS to play in your ground, or at least TNS got a load of shit off Wrexham fans.
Well, the rumours were that Wrexham turned them down.
Right. Oh well, there you go then.
How true that is, I don't know. No, yeah, well, yeah.
How far is Wrexham from TNS?
Not far.
Is it not?
No. Well, I'm not sure. Probably might be a touch closer than Shrewsbury. I'm not too sure.
Must be some financial gaining for yourselves, though. Surely.
Oh, there must be. Yeah, I've got absolutely no idea sort of how it all works, but otherwise, I suppose they wouldn't do it otherwise, would they? It's quite a big I'd imagine it's quite a big thing to sort of organise. So it's not just like, come and use our pitch sort of thing, is it? There'd be all sorts of telly there, and
it must be weird though. Shrewsbury probably a better football inside than TNS, or most likely. And then
you'd like to think so.
Then what TNS have played in the Europe, yeah.
I know, yeah.
I've never watched them play, so I can't comment.
It's the first time they've ever made. No, they qualify for the sort of qualifiers every year, TNS, but they've never made it. It's the first time they've ever made it.
Yeah.
I remember I was quite young, 10, 11, and TNS drew Liverpool in the qualifiers.
Right.
So we all sort of went to that. Yeah, they played their home leg at Cardiff, though. I think it was Cardiff. Or it might have been Wrexham, actually. I don't think
that was Steven Gerrard playing, wasn't it?
He scored a hat-trick, Gerrard, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I remember. Anyway, enough about European football. Let's get back to English domestic league. Before we get on to BettyBetBet, just one final word on Shrewsbury from you, Sam. What are you well, it's probably a loaded question. What are you expecting for sort of season you're going to have? Is it going to ultimately end in disappointment, or
I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. But the way they've started, it only sort of looks. I think they've won one game, so it's only. I think it's only because Cambridge are so poor that we're not bottom of the league. So hopefully it picks up and turns around, but we're going to be that. Yeah, we're going to be fighting for our lives, I think.
The consensus from the Shrewsbury fans I was walking back to my car with, there's a big gang of them in front of me, and I was just eavesdropping on them, and they were like struggling with a poacher, someone that just sits like a bit of a. For us, it was like Paddy Madden, but someone just who knows where the goal is and just floats in and around the 6-yard box to put the ball in. He said that's what you're struggling for. That's what they're all saying.
Yeah, they're like gold dust, they are, aren't they?
Yeah, that's exactly what he said as well. That's what he's right, word for word.
And like I said before, the budget's been cut. I think so. We can't afford. So you're hoping you get someone at a non-league, but that's easier said than done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Good stuff. Okay, let's move on to BettyBetBet. Sam, you are the owner, founder, creator of this app. Do you want to give us a brief overview of what it is, what it's about, and then we can go into the live game we've got going, and you can explain that.
Yeah. So I called you. I don't know when I called you. Really, it's quite a couple of months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Sort of doing the rounds, trying to get the word out, because it's me, and then sort of my dad helps out, and then we've got a local company sort of who built it and stuff. So it's very local to Shrewsbury, and we haven't got sort of big marketing budgets and things like that. In fact, we haven't spent a penny on marketing so far. So we're sort of going by word of mouth. But the idea is just to sort of make fundraising grassroots clubs and podcasts like yourself as easy and as fun as engaging as possible. So at the moment we're sort of working locally with we've got quite a few clubs really, I suppose. We've only been live for 3 weeks. So it went on the App Store on the 14th of September, and so we've got quite a few local clubs using it, and they've raised just over 800 quid so far in 3 weeks. That's you included. And obviously all that money sort of they raise for themselves, and like you've raised for your charity partner is protected. It's free. So that's the idea really. And we're starting off with sort of our spin of last man standing, but it's just called King of the Hill, sort of put our spin on it. But we've got plans to sort of release a couple more games probably in the new year that are very similar, but just not knockout. So there's a bit less jeopardy. But yeah, that's sort of the basic idea, I suppose. I mean, I could talk about it all day, but I don't want to bore everybody to do.
No, but I think it's worth touching on. I think it's worth touching on your sort of your ethos, if you like, around it not being a betting app and it being a fundraising app.
Yeah,
first and foremost.
It's betting by the commission's opinion because we needed a license, but it's not, you can't go on there and sort of gamble your life away. It's just impossible because there's only so many sort of games you can enter, and it's a tenner a time or a fiver a time or whatever you choose to set it at. But our whole idea is to raise money and improve sort of grassroots sports, because you only have to scroll through Twitter really to see clubs doing raffles and sort of, all sort of the classic sort of ways of making money that are effectively give us a quid, we'll give you a piece of paper and hope your number gets called, sort of thing. So that this is sort of a way of doing it a bit like you are. You're sort of, your community getting involved, and it's something for you to talk about. And when we were sort of setting up the idea, we wanted to try and take that sort of, pub banter sort of conversation and put it and basically make the betting and the gambling more social. But we're very early in our life, like I said, we're 3 weeks old. So we've got loads of things that will come in later updates that will just sort of improve it. What you're seeing at the moment is sort of the skeleton of what we want to achieve. It just sort of primarily our goal is to help improve grassroots sports, not just football, across the country.
Yeah, nice. It's a good idea. So, like I said, when you rang me or when you contacted me, my first thought was always gamble out, because we get contacted all the time for different places. Yeah. But when I looked under the bonnet, I thought, oh yeah, this is interesting. This is something we would like to get behind. So yeah,
that's sort of the battle I have, if I'm honest. Is sort of we the name. It's daft, and that was sort of the idea. And it does sort of suggest betting, and it, like I said, legally it is betting. But honestly, the name come about. Just we were sat around the table with the guys at Shoot Hill who made it, and so I think someone just said it. I remember me and my dad were driving home, and actually I quite like it. I quite like it. It's just a bit not as serious as sort of what sort of traditionally is seen as a betting app, and that sort of it should be fun. You should be able to say, that's all you do, like you do, and engage your sort of community and talk about who's picked who and give someone a bit of stick for it, and all that really. That's probably part of the reason we've included the lower leagues as well, because to you guys and to the 5,000 at the ground last night, that's what matters to them. Quite a lot of supporters aren't too bothered about the Premier League. If when you get to the lower leagues and ask them about it, they're not that interested.
Yeah, no, it's a cracking idea. On to our game we've got going then. We got 25 into the first game. I was quite surprised at that number, to be honest. I was pleased with that as a first one. Definitely was. Hopefully we can grow that with future games. Our charity partner is Mentel, so half of the pot goes directly to Mentel. So that's pretty good. I think in the first game week, which was Saturday, one person went out.
Yeah, one. And do you know who they picked?
County.
Rotherham. And Rotherham drew with Shrewsbury.
Oh, did he? Oh, God.
Yeah. So we're upsetting everybody at the moment. Yeah, I think there's 17 left at the moment after, well, it's 2 game weeks. We call them game weeks, or 2 rounds of fixtures. Wrexham was the biggest sort of. 5 people picked Wrexham last night, and thankfully they lost. So I know that upsets nobody.
Yeah, everybody's happy, aren't they?
And no, even the people that picked them aren't too bothered.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, got to do the
Wrexham klaxon there. Here goes the klaxon.
Yeah.
And two of you were brave and went Stockport as well, which was interesting because I sort of never back my team. But if you'd have asked me before, I would have said it was a banker. So.
Yeah, but you've got to. I mean, I suppose eventually you've got to pick every team, haven't you? If it goes that long. Well,
that's it. I think sort of if you wanted my advice, I'd look a week ahead to see where you can sort of. It's easier when it's easier. It is easier when it's Premier League because I do feel like I think there's a few more random results the lower you get, isn't there? Like I really would. Yes. So whereas you can sort of rely on Arsenal and City to win every week or most weeks. Yeah. But you have got to be careful in the sort of League One, particularly League One, League Two. It is worth looking ahead just a week or two just to see because you want to keep one in your back pocket really. You want to keep one of the consistent sides in your back pocket.
Giving the game away here.
I know.
Good tips. I like it though. Yeah, I know what you mean. Consistency as they go down the pyramid gets a little bit less.
That's it. Yeah,
naturally.
Yeah. But anybody can sort of. Here's my plug. Anybody can create a game on there. Particularly if you sort of run a grassroots team, just get in touch with me. I'll help you set one up, and it's free. You've experienced, all of the money that you raise for your charity or your cause is protected. So that is your money, so it's a free service to use. Like you said, it is betting by the law, I suppose. But Shrewsbury ran a golden gamble last night, but I'm sure everybody buys a raffle ticket. It's a similar thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I have put the link into the chat. I'll put it into the description of the podcast on all the platforms. And we'll continue to run it and we'll continue to talk about it this week. So the 17 still in it. We'll see that I'm still in it personally as I'm
in it as well. I'm still in.
He's still in it. I mean, I'm not saying notoriously, but I'm really bad at this sort of stuff. So I'll be out pretty soon. I'm pretty sure. So yeah.
I don't know who I've gone with this week. I can't remember.
I don't think I've chosen mine.
I've picked for Saturday. I have picked for Saturday already. I can't remember who I've gone with. Wickham. I've gone Wickham.
You've gone Wickham. Okay.
Yeah, I have.
I
wouldn't copy me though.
Just dropped it down. There we go. Just downloaded it. Have a look at that in a minute.
There we go. Yeah, let's get it downloaded. Our game's in play. We'll do another one when this one ends. Sam, thank you so much for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
No worries. And I'm sure we'll keep in touch through discussions about apps and things. Cheers, mate. Good luck for the rest of the season as well.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, lads.
See you later.
Armstrong played in the game, and a superb goal, and it's Connery who scored it.
So there we go. Do get the app downloaded if you can and get involved. And again, we'll talk about this as the weeks go on this, and the money goes to Mentel, our charity partner for 2024. Okay, should we anything more about last night, Wrighty, from your perspective? Because obviously you were there, me and Rob were not.
Apart from the A roads getting down there, oh my god, it's like Mansfield. Because obviously I come from Preston down. It's 2.5 hours both ways. Murdered me a little bit, but no, it was a good away day. I love away days. They're great, aren't they? Just I think they build the best memories on it. I love. Don't get me wrong. Edgeley Park under the lights is my favourite, but away days, good fun. But yeah, it was all in good spirit. I thought the crowd was a little bit flat. It was hard to get an atmosphere almost in there, but yeah, just glad to come away with the 3 points and start consolidating us in the playoffs for end of the season.
Yeah. Is that your sort of aim then? Is that your thinking, playoffs for the end of the season? That's where you want to be?
I think so. I think it's very achievable. I was worried about Barnsley away, but after seeing them, I thought they were going to be one of the best teams up there, and I'm not convinced. No, Huddersfield. I thought Huddersfield were going to be up there. They're not convincing. They're right down the table. Wrexham have slightly been found out. I think it's time to capitalise, in my opinion.
Yeah. We went. I mean, I think everyone thought Barnsley was going to be the toughest so far, and perhaps they were. But we went toe to toe with them, didn't we?
Yeah. No, we did. I'll tell you what. Then let's look ahead to Wigan on Saturday. Let's look at the rest of the fixtures in October as well. Bearing in mind there was only three league fixtures in September, and we picked up 2 points, which obviously is not as well as I think to a fan, everybody probably had more on thinking that we were going to get more in September. Certainly when we did a poll, that was the case. So nice new graphic for October, as you can see. I do like my graphics, as you know. So we've got Wigan on Saturday. I met with Barry from Progress with Unity, a Wigan podcast, yesterday. That's now out to preview Saturday's match. Go and give that a watch on our YouTube and podcast players. But yeah, Wigan on Saturday. What do you think? I mean, they've not conceded in 4 matches, struggled to score by all accounts. I think they beat Peterborough last night 3-0, but were pretty much outplayed in terms of possession, attempts, XG, blades of grass, everything. They were outplayed with. Fans probably, yeah, probably. Oh, what are we thinking about Wigan on Saturday? Are you confident or not?
Let you start, Rob.
Yeah, go on, Rob. You go first, mate.
I think when we're at home, we've got to be confident. That doesn't mean that I think it'll be easy. They're obviously fairly difficult to break down. But with the talent we've got, you can't see us not scoring. I know that's probably I'm gonna live to regret that, aren't I? But we've got one of the longest records in the EFL, haven't we? Continuously scoring in a game records. So I'd like to think we'll score. And yeah, a narrow win. There you are, a 2-1 or something like that.
It's the only game I'm missing for a long, long time. Actually, slightly gutted, but I don't know. I think they'll be one of these that just sit back, won't they? Put 10 men behind the ball. I think it's just key to try and get an early goal. I think if we get an early goal, then it's just going to open up, isn't it? And gives the likes of our superb attacking line to run right and score a few more. So it's going to be one of those, isn't it? If we don't score early, it's going to be. I think it's going to be hard work. The longer the game goes on, but if we score early, I think it'll be like a 3-1 or a 4. 3 or 4 goals, I reckon.
Right, that confident. I mean,
yeah.
People in the chat, if you want to get your score predictions in, we've already had a 3-1. Every person we get on the podcast is very confident, which is fine. Lots of positivity, love that. I don't know. I was less confident, like Leighton Orient. I was thinking, we'll scrape a win, and we got our asses handed to us by all accounts, didn't we? So, yeah, it's nice to see the positivity. I don't know. I just feel like Wigan have got quality. I know they would Barry. I mean, on the preview show, he was talking about them having some loanees. I think they've got 6 loanees actually, but they're all from Premier League, good Premier League sides. And they've got some good stock themselves in terms of young players. And interestingly, he said that they very rarely buy players anymore because of the way their club model has changed. So it'd be interesting to see. I would hope that with our home advantage, we would be able to get past them. So Matthew Brady says 2-0. Chris Crowther's going for a 0-0. I'm not sure if that's I'm not sure.
I'm not sure it goes to 0-0.
Yeah, would love to win, but they've kept 5 clean sheets in a row, so it'll be tough to break down. Yeah, it's 5 clean sheets in a row, isn't it? Last night, 3 0-0s and a 4-0 win.
Well, something's got to give, because how many games have we scored in a row? Was it 22? 20, I don't know. It's in the 20s.
It's a lot, anyway. Definitely, it's a lot. Yeah.
And they've got 5 clean sheets, so something's got to give, hasn't it?
Yeah, so maybe 0-0 is on the cards then, because we're due a blank, aren't we? And they don't concede, so maybe that's the smart money, Chris. Well done, Chris.
They're backed up, so they're going to ship about 6 goals. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
We've got a 2-1, we've got a 3-1, a 1-0, 2-1 of Jimmy, Phil, Edward. 3 going. Dave Philby makes a good point. I was going to come on to it as well. For the month, we've got 3 games in the next 4, need to make them count. That's assuming that Wickham goes ahead, because I think there's a potential, isn't there, for international call-ups still to change that.
Fiorini's been called up for Scotland under 21s, hasn't he? And I think
that's it.
For the others as well. Yeah.
But it's only if the club chooses to take them up on that. And how many is it? Is it got to be? I think it's got to be something like 3 international.
You've got to have 3, but I think depending on which 3 it is, the club can elect to play. I think you're right. It's not like a mandatory thing.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
it might be better than whether they fancy it or not. They look at the fixture list. I mean, we've got a clear week leading up to it, and then a clear week after it, haven't we? I think so. They probably will want the game if they can play it. I would think.
Yeah, and I suppose the other positive is if it does get moved, it's a home match, so it's a home match possibly on a Tuesday night rather than an away match. Same with the Reading one. The Reading one got moved, and it's luckily, whatever, that was a home match. How many? Go on, I'll put you on the spot. We'll start with Rob. How many points are you hoping for from October? Based on that,
only man, we've got 3 already.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. You'll have to come back to me. Give me 30 seconds.
All right. Yeah, my maths isn't great either. Go on, Wrighty.
I'd take 12, 13, maybe 13. 12 or 13. I think Charlton away. You take a draw in your away games. You look to win your own games. That's kind of what you go off. Yeah. Obviously, with the 3 at Shrewsbury does help away, but yeah, it just looks. I'd say there's no major problems, is there, with the home games? They're all beatable teams.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think both of the aways are tricky, aren't they? Lincoln and Charlton are both tricky, and I could see us losing one or both of them. And one of the home games will be a draw as well. So with last night, I don't know, 10 or 11-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
I try not to get ahead of myself a little bit, really. It's amazing how quick, isn't it, that people can become almost a little bit entitled. And you think of where we come from. We're still finding our feet. We mentioned before about whether Charlie even knows who his best 11 is yet. We've got all these lads coming back from injury. We've got a lot of people who are not what you would call match fit, haven't we? And there's a lot of things that still haven't quite kicked into gear yet for us. We might well be a really good side at the back end of the season if we can keep, more clear of injuries than we have done. But, neither do I want to get too ahead of ourselves at the moment either.
As much as it was upsetting against Leyton Orient, I thought the humbling against Leyton Orient will, in the long term, do us a bit of good because there was a little bit of big bollocks setting in, wasn't there? And I think across the board, players, fans, everyone was getting a bit like, oh, and it humbled us a little bit, and thought, well, I think that'll do the players a world of good.
Yeah. It's a long training journey home when you've lost 4-1 at home, though.
I bet it is. Yeah, I bet it is. You're down south, aren't you? Yeah.
A long 3.5-4 hours. Yeah, it's a long time to reflect. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd be looking down a bottle for most of it.
I didn't say I wasn't.
Fair dues.
At least you don't walk through your front door dead angry anyway. At least you've got 3 hours to calm down.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's not that many kicks in it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to just a bit of an update on the squad. I know there's lots of discussion in the chat on the live comments about Nick Powell and what's happening with him. I'm going to say now. I mean, I don't know, so I haven't got any inside knowledge. Don't think that's a thing. But let's get the squad picture up, and we can have a look at that. Just 1 second. Here we go. So let's have a look at this. So I think this is right as we go to press, so to speak. So if we just look at the defence, so we've still got Niall. Obviously, Mingy's back, isn't he? So that I can take that that cross off. We've still got Rydell and Maka are still out. I think everybody else is back, and then Melland probably coming back as well. So by all
Mellon was on the bench at Barnsley, wasn't he?
He was on the bench. I think he was he not on the bench last night as well? No,
he might well have been. I'm not certain.
I don't know.
He definitely was at Barnsley. Yeah.
So, by all intents and purposes, we're almost at full strength now. And let's come. Was he on the bench? Yeah. So let's come to that central midfield then. It's been discussed in the comments. Where does Powell fit into this? And has there been some sort of, I don't know, disagreement or whatever from in the back or something behind the scenes? Who knows? Did anybody know anything? I certainly don't.
No.
I'm pretty sure Charlie was asked about him, spoke about him in one of the interviews in the last week or so, and he said that there were a number of lads who were lucky not to be in the squad. They're all training well in the background. It's just that they're going with what they feel is right on the day. Whether that's his sort of politician's answer, but he did mention Nick Powell in that. So I think he's available for selection.
I'm wanting Rydell back and Maka because I'll tell you what, I think that's Rydell's good for 10, 15 assists, isn't he, in the season? Yeah. Maka down as well. Between them, 15, 20 assists, isn't it? I just think we do miss him.
We've really struggled, haven't we? The right-hand side of our defence since because Mingy played the first 3 or 4 games there, didn't he, before he got injured? And since then he's tried. He tried. I think it was Fevs at right wing back was at Mansfield, and then it was Ibi Toure at Crawley, and he's tried Callum Connolly. And you could argue that none of them have worked particularly well. Feel a bit of a shout out for Ibi Toure. I mean, think of how many games has he played for us, and how many of them have actually been in the correct position.
Yeah.
But he still he
had a good season, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's had a good season.
Yeah, absolutely. I like him. I think he's doing well. And even at right wing back on his wrong foot, he did a job for us at Crawley, 100%. But just feel a touch sorry for him because he has been playing well, and then to suddenly get put out of position seems a bit. And then he got dropped for Atramola as well, didn't he? So.
I think Noyle's a great right back as well. I think between the two, he's just a little bit more defensively minded, isn't he, Noyle? Yeah. But I think Maka and Rydell when they come back, I think the forwards will benefit massively.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We can't
What's your Rob? I'll come to you first. What's your best midfield?
I think it's got to have Bate in it. At the moment, I think Camps has been brilliant this season. Norwood seems to have gone off the boil a little bit. I thought he was brilliant on his debut against Bristol Rovers. But do all 3 of them play in the same team? I'm not sure. So Bate and Camps. There you go.
That is.
I can't agree. I can't disagree with that. And I think Collar. I think Bates, Camps, Collar for the moment, but things have changed. Fiorini looked really good second half. Norwood's brilliant, I think, but Norwood's a steady head, and he can always interchange him with Bates because they do similar roles, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's Bailey I feel sorry for. Bailey's missing out, and he's not done much wrong, and he's class.
No.
You almost feel guilty. You have this guilty conscience. You think, bloody hell, he's not. I feel awful for him. You know what I mean? But what?
Yeah.
What can you do?
Do you think? Do you think we've replaced Ryan Crowsdale? In that, or do we need somebody to play that role? I just wonder if we're short of a shield in front of the defence.
I don't think we've needed to replace him because I think we've gone differently, haven't we? We've gone tactically different, and Bate picking up the ball in that, it's almost like an anchorman role, isn't it? Just for the defence. See, normally that would have been Crowsdale, and Crosby would have just been like breaking up play there. And he's not really much of a baller. He's more of a
give it simple, win it and give it simple.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Did simple things right, broke play up, and went from there. But I think tactically, Charlie's gone completely different. And Bate, I love watching him play. He's just amazing. He control the game, and
absolutely,
it's brilliant.
Yeah, sometimes can't believe we've got him. Can you?
No, he's my favourite. He's one of my favourite players. He's unreal. I don't really have favourites, but when I see his name on the team sheet, I think.
Yeah, and he made it through 90 minutes as well last night, didn't he? Which I think is the first time since he's been injured, which is a really good sign, isn't it?
Yeah. I noticed he was, I won't say pestering the ref, but doing his captaincy duty, shall we say, of letting the ref know what his opinion was on certain things, which I thought was brilliant for a 21-year-old as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. 21 years old, mature.
He didn't have that. I mean, didn't have that many times to talk to the referee. The number of times he had his yellow card out, did he?
So I thought I'd pop that up. I mean, the main talking point is probably Powell. Where does he fit in? If he does fit in, is there been some sort of argument in the background? We don't know. If he does come in, who comes out for him? I think my personal opinion is that everybody will get to play. I think we'll have suspensions and injuries and things. So I think it feels like we're covering all bases. I do have this niggling thing though that I kind of want to keep Powell happy. He feels like he could get unhappy very quickly. That's just the demeanour that he gives off to me. He might not be like that at all. Because he'll probably wants to play football as well. So there is that to add to the mix. But for me, he's one of the most talented players at the club. So want to keep him. Well, more importantly, want to see him play.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That's the squad update. We'll have to get that image updated. Okay. Moving on, just a couple of things to mention. We have gone over 1,900 subscribers on the YouTube channel. So cheers to everybody for that. Thank you so much. Next one, we're going to aim for 2,000. If we get to 2,000, might do a bit of a giveaway, but not like we did last time, which took a year to get going. We'll try and get it, try and get a giveaway done. But when we get to 2,000, and then a reminder as well, the Andy Priest event for the Stockport County Cooperative is on the 20th of November 2024, not 20th of October. So I got that wrong. So there's more time for that. Go to the County Co-op. I think the tickets are on there to buy already. Okay. Time's cracking on. Go on,
I was going to say, you can tell that the show's getting more popular because with my work, a lot of the time I can't watch live and I watch back on YouTube. And the longer it goes on, the more adverts I've got in the middle of the podcast, which presumably means more people are watching it. So
yeah. It's funny that a bit of an insight into the back end of the podcast on YouTube. I recommend that YouTube choose when the adverts go in. So whatever the adverts are, that's YouTube doing that. We can up them. which I don't want to do. We put them at whatever the sort of the middle that YouTube recommend. And on the podcast, audio podcast, there's a advert at the beginning and at the end, which we can't affect. And then there's one in the middle that we add just to break it up, because it is an hour long. So that's what we do. We try not to overdo it with the adverts, because if I was listening, it'd annoy me if there was advert every 10, 15 minutes.
No, it's more than it is. It's quite good to see you being successful. That's what that was the point I was trying to make. Really, it's good.
Okay. Yeah, no, it is, and it is growing week on week. I think we've got nearly 100 Patreons as well, which is paid subscribers, which is fantastic. So thank you to every single one of them. Right, I hope you got your getting reses ready, or you've managed to think of one.
Getting the reses. Come on, getting reses.
Getting
reses.
Getting reses.
That's rubbish. Getting reses.
I'm not having that. Getting reses.
There we go. Getting reses. Before we do getting reses, I'm just going to answer a question. Tom Katanak. Can you turn them off for the live stream? I don't think you can. I'll have a look, and if that's a thing I can do, I will do that. But I'm pretty sure I've not seen that option to turn it off for the live stream. Okay, getting reses. Who wants to go first?
Rob? I'll go first if you want.
Go on, Wrighty. Go on then. Yeah.
Go on, Wrighty. I've got two. Settle in.
Oh, nice.
I've already got the other one now. Yeah, the only other one.
Don't nick mine.
The Shrewsbury bloody toilet facilities. Oh my goodness me! I felt like I needed a tetanus jab after I got out of them. Honest to God, I was treading water coming out of that. They were horrible, disgusting. Oh God, they were pretty bad. But the main one I was thinking of is stewards that think they're police officers. This is a big one for me because it really gripes me. Because I've seen both ends of the spectrum. So, for example, Notts County away last year, obviously we've got promoted. The stewards and the staff that work there was so brilliant. They're so accommodating, even jumping in songs with us and having a bit of a laugh and this and the other. Last night, bearing in mind, I only had a pint by this point, but we got invited into the clubhouse, which was next to. They had like a fan zone. It was really weird. They had a fan zone, and then they had like this green area that looked like an allotment where they were doing cabbages and all. So it was dead strange. I can't explain it. So we'd been invited to go in and into this clubhouse, but I didn't realise it was only Shrewsbury's own fans only. So I was at the door. So I was like, "Yeah, come on, let's all go in here." He was like, "I don't think so." I was like, "What do you mean you don't think so? You're not bringing all these people in it." I think I'm getting chucked out when he had one beer. Starts trying to kick off with me. And then he told me about 5 minutes in, he went, "Oh, it's only Shrewsbury fans." I said, "Why didn't you lead with that?" I said, "You're an absolute balloon, and I'm not here to try to start kicking off with people." I said, "I'm just trying to get in there for a beer." I thought, "Oh my goodness." So anyway, I walked away before I said something I regretted. So I've only had a beer. I've been here 5 minutes. I'm already kicking off. So that's so yeah. Stewards that are police officers.
Power hungry stewards, yeah, we'll have that. I'm surprised he's not been raised before. He might have done. It reminds me of the ones that were ready for war at Edgeley Park. Do you remember that? Do you remember them?
yeah. That's not that long ago, is it?
No, it's not. It's not that long ago. But yeah, definitely, yeah, that can go in the reses. That's a good one. That. Rob, do you want to go next?
I presume you're looking for something football related, not like cross country trains or the M6 toll road or something. £9.70, robbing bastards.
Is it?
Way. Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
for a car?
So, sorry, that might be. I've got football ones, but that's like it's the bane of my life. I got sick of the train because the number of times we get to Birmingham and they were like, "Oh yeah, I know we said Manchester, but we're finishing here today," or for whatever, So I've been driving more recently. But yeah, £9.70 each way just to go on the toll road. Wow.
Oh, dear me.
There you go. So.
What do you drive, a Hummer?
No, this is it. I drive an electric car. It's
no.
Brilliant, isn't it? Yeah. So anyway, no. Goal music really got on me. I don't know whether you've had that before or not. It got on my wicket Barnsley on Saturday. I was not happy about And the and the players when you get a free kick, they're talking behind the band like this.
Oh yeah.
Really, I just, basically, you see them two white sticks over there. We need to put it between them, and everybody knows what they're gonna. So yeah.
To be fair, at Shrewsbury last night, they'd have probably heard you because there weren't many there.
Yeah. So there you are.
No, it's a good one. The goal music, I think we have had that one in the past because that's already in the reses, but it is annoying. I can just imagine you because when you said that, you said you were really annoyed. It's like, what would you like stamp going like, oh bloody goal music when it went in kind of thing?
Well, I think when you're like, you've driven I don't know how far, and you're open. I was up for the Orient game the weekend before, and of course that was a bit of a disaster as well. And all I wanted was like a decent start, be solid for 20 minutes, shut the crowd up, and all the rest of it. And then, we concede what is, a fairly clear-cut pen, let's face it. And then, I was like, the whole thing wasn't good. Yeah.
Everything can get in the reses.
Yeah, basically football can get in the reses.
I think the worst goal music I've heard is Fleetwood Town away. It's like a trawler boat coming in. You ever heard it?
No.
Oh. Horrendous. Like a trawler boat. God knows.
They had it at Tranmere away last year as well, which was also not a good day. So it may be, it'd be interesting to know if we're 3 up with 2 minutes to go and they get a consolation, do they still play the goal music? I don't know. Yeah, that's
a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because they need to go full hog, don't they? Need pyrotechnics and all sorts going off. If they have a goal, don't do half measures. Go fireworks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Wheel a stage out, get Beyonce on or something. And
Galatasaray away, proper go for it.
Yeah.
The thing, going on to your other one as well, Rob, you think about covering the mouths and talking. I've always wondered this because it's not like somebody's going to see that, tell the manager or something, and then they get instructions onto their players to combat whatever it is they're talking about, is it?
Yeah,
that's just not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Maybe
for that you need the keeper. It's like if that's going to happen, you need the keeper to go down with a fake injury, so they can all go over to the because that happened at Barnsley actually as well. That can get in the reses too. Like about halfway through the half, and the keeper suddenly sat on his arse, and you're like, oh right, okay, here we go, and the whole team goes over to the sidelines. You'd need that sort of scenario, wouldn't you, for it to actually work? So
Yeah, no, it definitely can get in the reses. We're getting a few getting the reses from people here. And before I go on to mine, so John Billsbury, who does our blogs, by the way, on a Friday, get them read. They're really good. We'll be sharing those every time those go out. A week in the life of a county fan. It's really, really good. Grown men screaming abuse at club mascots.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, can't disagree with that one.
It's just weird.
The one at Barnsley did look a bit odd, though. I'll be honest.
Well, what was it? I wasn't even paying attention.
It looked a bit like Bungle off Rainbow, but an elephant had sat on it. It was like a flattened Bungle.
Oh right, okay. I can't remember. I didn't see it. See it.
The kids laughed at it. I know that, but
it's clever chants. I like that clever chants against mascots or something funny or tongue-in-cheek, but just out and out shouting abuse at them. Yeah, and the same goes with ball boys as well, ball girls. It's just a no-no, innit? You just don't do that.
Yeah. I'll openly admit, I think I've done it once. I've shouted at a ball boy. They weren't in the vicinity. I was like at the back of the Cheadle end or something, and they were at the front because they didn't get it back quick enough. And you're like, have you ever noticed that some ball boys don't know? I think it's when you have schools doing it and they don't really know what's going on. I don't know if to go and get the ball or not. Whereas when you have academy players and things, they know exactly what they're doing, don't they?
Yeah,
keep the play going.
Yeah,
that's not me getting the reses, by the way. Andy says people who say name of manager ball when describing playing style. So Parky ball, I think, is the one that he's probably referring to there. But yeah, that's definitely one that can get in the reses. Dave Philbin. Can we put people demanding Powell start every game getting the reses?
Oh.
Bit of a contentious one, that. My getting the reses is again, fans demanding refunds when they've been away to an away match and the teams perform poorly. That's been a thing. It's been a thing at County. I've seen it for years. Certain people going, should refund. You're not going to get a refund. You go. It's an entertainment business. You don't know what's going to happen before you go. You can do that at the theatre. If you go to the theatre and it's shit, you could probably ask for a refund. I'm not sure how far you get.
It's like Mark Stott after the 5-0 win against Wrexham going, you're not leaving till you've paid double.
Yeah.
You can't leave the stadium until you've paid double. That's it.
Yeah, that was dead good. I'm going to charge you double.
I didn't want him to score 5-2, so you have to cash in now, guys. Sorry.
But yeah.
No, definitely.
Yeah, people demanding refunds. There we go.
Choice.
Mind you, it was a nice touch by Barnsley. Did they reimburse all the ones that went to United? Didn't they? 4,000 of them for our match. Yeah. I think it's a nice touch. Yeah, but it's a nice touch, and it's got to be extenuating circumstances, hasn't it? So Barnsley getting pumped 7-0 away at Old Trafford. That's a nice gesture. I think has Stott already done this? He's put on coaches. Has he put? Have I remembered that rightly? Have some coaches been free since Stott's been in charge? Yeah, I think it was it last year or National League? It was one of the two, wasn't it? It was a year or two ago. Put some coaches underneath.
Yeah.
I can't remember where. I can't for the life of me remember where.
I have a feeling it was a cup game. I can't remember.
Yeah. I'm not sure what it was. I'm sure somebody will let us know in the comments. But yeah. Oh, that's it. Yeah. The other one that can get in the reses. Luke said it, but he's not putting in the reses, but I think we'll have it anyway. 7:45 kickoff on a Saturday. That can get in the reses. And I think we've said that before. Good stuff. Right. I think we're near the end, boys. One thing just to mention, we are award nominated into the Football Content Awards. So please do vote for us if you like what we do. And we'll see where we get in that. Not expecting to win by all accounts, but there we go. Yeah, it should be good. It should be a good night out at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium down in London. That I won't be going to. Yeah, that's where it is. Yeah. So happy days. Rob, do you want to just give a quick plug to the Hatters Hangout?
Yeah, will do. Yeah, thank you. Most Tuesday nights, I say most because it's obviously not when we've got a game. 9:00, Hatters_Hangout on Twitter. You could find it through me or Claire Jeffs or Worsley or Mason as well. And it's basically just a Twitter space where people can come. We talk about the game or games that have been played since we last chatted, and then anything upcoming. Once or twice we've managed to get somebody from the opposition, an opposition fan, to come and chat to us as well, with a Mansfield guy and one or two others. And just come and chat County, basically.
Cool. Wasn't Clive, was it? Mansfield?
No, it wasn't. No, because he's brilliant, isn't he? But no, it wasn't Clive. No, I can't remember who it was actually. Every Tuesday night, 9:00, if we don't have a game.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, definitely give it a listen. Excellent stuff. Right. I think we're going to close it there. Cheers, Rob. Cheers, Wrighty. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. And we'll see everybody on Saturday, probably in the courtyard. And speak to you all soon. Cheers now.
Cheers.
See you later.
And that's a wrap for this episode of the Scarf Bagara War. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. Remember, you can catch us every week on your favourite podcast platform, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts. And a huge thank you to all of our Patreon members. Your contributions help keep the show running to bring the content you love. If you'd like to support the podcast and get access to exclusive special guest episodes, ad-free podcasts, and a monthly giveaway, head over to patreon.com/the Scarf Bagara War. And don't forget to follow us on social media for updates, behind the scenes content, and more. You can find us on X, Facebook,
Facebook and Instagram, all at County Podcast. Lastly, if you enjoyed the show, please leave us a review and share it with your fellow County fans. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more listeners. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Scarf Bagara War. Come on, County!